Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reece's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reece's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reece's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remains. my name.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome to another edition of the Chelsea News Roundup Show. I do hope you're all doing well. It is true, not so much is happening, but here's the thing: we have a few things lined up to talk about, and after that we go news hunting. Even if there's nothing, no news to talk about, we'll talk about player interviews, discuss their responses to interview questions, commentaries from football pundits and former footballers alike. But we'll talk about the possibility of Ivan Toney joining Chelsea on loan, Chelsea injury news update, Reece James, Benoît, Badiashile, Liam Delap, Wesley Fofana. That's not spelled correctly there. Tosin Adarabioyo and Josh Acheampong. But more importantly, once again, I do hope you're all doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. While you're at it, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I know because we're streaming in a vertical format, usually people don't know how to find and drop a like on the stream. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like, comment, share options, the bells and whistles, all of them. But thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. Who do we have here? Sorry, guys, if you're watching Ivan Toney, Wesley Fofana last name, Wesley Fofana's last name not spelled correctly. I'm human after all, and because I do everything alone, mistakes are bound to happen. Only one like left. Be the legend who tips us over the mark. Yep, one more like. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the option to like, comment, and share the video. Whatever you want to do, we call it the bells and whistles. Shanks, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. It doesn't look like you've liked the video. Just press and hold your screen for just about a second to like the video. Wendy, nice to see you, my sister. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for reposting the stream. I appreciate that. It's that Sanchez singing. All right, Ivan Toney and happening. His thing, not my thing, which is here. We'll try to make sense of it, but it looks like it probably won't happen. But let's start with Nico O'Reilly replaces injured Reece James in the England squad to play Wales and Latvia. And it'd be easy without the subsequent, you can say, the news that followed this particular news report here. It's easy to just conclude. He's withdrawn from the England assignment because of that gash he posted on Instagram, but that's not the case. But keep dropping it. We'll get into it in a bit. 3 likes, we can do a lot better than that. If we stream in a landscape format, we get a lot more likes, but not a lot of views. But if we stream in a vertical view format, we get a lot more views, but a lot less likes because people are not used to that format. But here's once again what to do. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like, comment, and share options. The bells and whistles, whatever you want to do. So the follow-up report here reads: Reece James's withdrawal from England squad is a precautionary due to minor issues unrelated to the gash in his leg, the one he shared on Instagram. So without seeing this particular report, one could just conclude, yeah, that's probably the reason why he withdrew from the England assignment, but that's not the case. Due to minor issue unrelated to the gash. What that is, we don't know, but it's a good thing that it's minor. And to my surprise, ultimate surprise, I have to say, he stayed fit longer than usual. And credit to Maresca for managing his minutes. And even when the pressure was mounting for him to be starting week in, week out, and also playing as operating as a fullback, where he'd be bumping forward and tracking back at the same time. That would have been a serious risk. Even with that pressure, he didn't do it. And during one of his post-game presses, he did say, he would like to start Reece James in every game, but he's just protecting him. And he did that. Effectively utilized him when we needed him the most towards the end of the 24-25 season, and in the Club World Cup also he used them sparingly, used them you can say when it matters the most, and he delivered that way. So kudos to Enzo Maresca for managing Reece James's fitness. I think that has worked miracles for us Chelsea fans. What else do we have here? Look at the news. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. This guy here, the Indie Kyla, the guy you could argue that David Armstrong propped, leading to him having the wings to gaslight or maybe the audacity to gaslight people however he wants. First, he told us what Maresca was going to, you could say something that suggests Maresca was under pressure and could lose his job last month. And he's been, so I don't know if I should trust this. And for other reasons that I'm going to talk about in a bit, but let's read the report. The report reads exclusive via Indikaila. I don't trust Indikaila. He's full of SHIT in my opinion. The report reads Chelsea are reportedly exploring a January loan move for Ivan Toney. It's also being claimed that the former manager Thomas Frank has directly contacted Toney about a possible loan move to Tottenham. The latter part of this particular report is more believable than the first one because, yeah, he had a good relationship with Thomas Frank, and if he's no longer enjoying his time, enjoying the Saudi Pro League, chances are he would want to come back to England, and I don't think he'd hesitate at joining Thomas Frank at Tottenham if they, yeah. But I don't know. But here's one of the main reasons why I don't believe this. Ivan Toney in the Saudi Pro League for the 24-25 season played 30 matches, scored 23 goals, and made 4 assists. That's not bad. That's not a bad return. And the 24, 25, 26 so far, he's played 4 games, scored 3 goals, and that's almost 1 goal per game. So his returns for me have not been bad. So I don't know. Then the Saudi Pro League, to be clear, I did check, ends in April. So I don't know why. Yeah, the Saudi Pro League will end on Thursday, May 21st, 2026. So I don't know. That puts a huge question mark over the possibility of him returning to England in January, except if he's not happy. But he's making tons of money, and I'm quite sure no English club can measure the sort of money he earns there. And if you're telling me that he will forfeit that to come to England just on loan, whilst the Saudi Pro League is still on, it just doesn't make sense. So that's how we operate here. We see something out there that sounds like it makes sense, that you could say good enough to convince people to start believing it could happen. We usually, you can say, bring it up here on the panel, look at it and try to make sense of it, and then come to a sensible conclusion. And for me, this is not possible, except if he's not happy in Saudi Arabia and would want to come back to England. And the most likely destination will be Tottenham. I think they pay a lot better than us in terms of the differences that we offer. We do pay well, but at Chelsea, you earn what you work for. We don't. Again, we offer a highly incentivized salary, and I don't think he'd be interested in that. Even though it's on loan, maybe you will pay him. You make one bulk payment to him. I don't see that happening. But yeah, that's what we do here. We see such thing. We'll dissect and analyze and try to come to a sensible conclusion. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And Vic, it doesn't look like you've dropped a like on the stream, so I'm not going to read your comment. He says, all right, coach, do you think Toney might have World Cup ambitions? Yeah. Okay, that's a sensible, yeah, that's a sensible thing to say. And for that reason, if he gets a chance, and if that's not going to be an issue with his parent club, if he gets a chance, I think, yeah, chances. And if that's the case, and if him joining any English club on loan or any European club on loan, if that will not be an issue for his Saudi club, then I think he'd do it. So it makes sense. But do I think he has a chance? I'd say no. because I think England they have good numbers in that department. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, what's his name? The one at Bayern Munich is still doing well. There's still who else comes to mind? Give me 1 second here. For that particular reason, I think to a certain measure it does make sense. But I think probably I don't know who do the English national team the number who the strikers they have. They still have what's his name, Harry Kane. What's the one Aston Villa guy? Who else? And he's probably one of the most experienced. But do I think Thomas Tuchel will be looking at him? I don't think so, really. But I'm not Thomas Tuchel. I can only speculate, but we'll see. But I do not think if it comes back to England, it'd be to Chelsea. I think most likely Tottenham, given the fact that the second paragraph of this particular report reads, it's also being claimed that the former manager Thomas Frank has directly contacted Tone about a possible loan move to Tottenham Hotspur. And listen, and the fact we have Matt Gee and Maresca likes him, I think he's more suitable given the fact he's still very young, can still run and press very well. I don't know, maybe I didn't pay attention during his time in the Premier League. I don't know. I don't think Ivan Toney presses very well, and I don't think Maresca he needs that sort of player. So it just wouldn't work. Yeah, if we had another manager, maybe. But that's fine. With bigger people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Thank you for helping there. Watkins is not hot at the moment, and Tone is in a better form than Rashford. He has a chance. He has a chance if he makes a loan move. I mean, it's believable. That let me just go. Let me just rephrase that. It's a possibility if he makes a long move to a European club like a Chelsea or Tottenham, but I don't think it will be Chelsea for a multitude of reasons. One of which being Tottenham will probably most likely pay him better, and I don't think he is suitable to the way Maresca likes to approach the game. As Maresca's number 9, you'd have to be able to press and press very well, and I don't persistently. I think that's the more correct language to use there, and I don't think it's that guy. And yeah, plus we have Mark Ginn right now, and he's played a game for us in the Premier League, which simply means yeah, him going out on loan. Uh, I don't know the rules, but that they say I heard something to the effect of if he plays a single minute, that's it. He's not going to be able to go out on loan again. I don't know whether that's specific to the Premier League or he can go out on loan to another league. But even at that, I don't think Tone will be a good fit for Maresca's approach. And another thing that I've talked about already, this indie Kyla guy, I don't trust him one bit. But despite the way, we have Bamfordino on the panel and also Wendy, my sister, my Ghanaian sister. I appreciate you both finding the time to join me on the panel. Bamfordino, let's hear you. What do you make of the report that Chelsea are reportedly exploring a January loan move for Ivan Toney? For reasons I've already talked about, I don't think it happens. But let's hear you.
Well, Coachila, some of these stories sometimes we just have to ignore it, and you know
Voice is
that
kind of
you
very
know you know there is no way Chelsea will be vying for Ivan Toney at this time of his career. At least if you look at the age, he's not in that spectrum, and it will be very difficult for the team to bring in somebody who is I don't know if Ivan Toney is up to 30 years, but he must be closer to 30 years. And you know the direction of the football club doesn't require a lot of old players to join our football club. There is another rumor in the media about Ghana
Man, for
International.
we can barely hear you. Maybe
Can you
it's
hear me
just
now?
me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds much better, crystal clear.
Oh, okay. So as I was saying, I said Ivan Toney age is not favorable. Looking at the direction of our football club, it seems like we are going towards younger players, and looking at his age and where he has reached in his career, I don't think the football club will be bringing in Ivan Toney. But on the other hand, we also have a rumor saying that Ghana's international Semenyo might be joining Chelsea, and I don't know how true that story is. So if you look at those stories, probably I will believe the Semenyo story rather than believing in Ivan Toney, unless maybe he's working with the media to find a way out of Saudi Arabia, because I know some of these players normally go to Saudi Arabia, and at the end of the day, the system and the conditions over there doesn't favor them, so they tend to come back
Again,
to,
cultural differences,
yeah,
you can
they
say
find it so
change in
difficult.
lifestyle,
Exactly,
a
because
whole lot of stuff. But if money is the individual's priority, usually not much of an issue. We've seen.
if you look at the trend,
Mhm.
Coachila, I think most of them don't think about those things before they sign the contract. They only think about the money, because somebody like Neymar went, it didn't work out for him. He had to leave. We have somebody like the Newcastle guy who went to Fenerbahce. I've forgotten his name, the short guy. He also went. A couple of players went. I think even Liverpool's former captain also went, and all of them for some reason didn't stay that long. So some of these players, if you want to go to Saudi Arabia, you have to know that probably you can just make that decision when you need your retirement benefits. That way you can just go and retire maybe a year or so. But if you're a young player, and you decide to go maybe in your 20 or late 20s, it's still not the best time for you to go, because if you look at the conditions in Saudi Arabia, it's a very strict Muslim, country, and the lifestyle you live in Europe might not be the same thing when you go to those areas. So they have to be very, very, careful with some of those contracts. But I don't think Ivan Toney will be able to come to Chelsea. Looking at what we are doing right now, maybe he can join Tottenham, or maybe he could go back to
I
Brentford.
just don't
Or
think Chelsea is a viable option for him. And
yeah,
here's the thing: first, we don't really know, but there's something Vic said in the chat here. What if he's let me read that again. All right, coach, do you think that Tone might have World Cup ambition? It's a possibility, but
yep,
I still don't think Thomas Tuchel will pick him. There are still other younger options. I get it. He mentioned, say, the Rashford. Rashford, for me, I think he's been on fire for Barcelona of late.
exactly. Right now,
Yeah.
even Watkins' position is at risk if he doesn't improve in the next couple of months. Right now, Harry Kane, the king himself, is going to be the number one for England. There are some other young players whom Thomas Tuchel might look at, and Ivan
But who
Toney.
are they? I've tried to think of a few myself. Calvin Lewin is not, I don't know, he's not been in the greatest of form, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was previously, but this season he's not doing that great. But even if you look at the English team, they still have Foden, they still have Kopama, who can still score like striker, like they can represent the attacking force. So probably with Harry Kane and some few other players, maybe Watkins, I think they will be okay. There is no way Tony can make it to the World Cup unless he shows something or he prove in the Saudi League. I don't think even Thomas Tuchel watched the Saudi League. I don't want to be disrespectful, but there is no way he will be looking into the players who play for the Saudi League. I don't know how many English players are there, but there is no way he's going to monitor Ivan Toney, whilst he has this guy Harry Kane, and with Kopama, Watkins, and some few other players, he still have that attacking force. And this guy is also rediscovering his form. Rashford. So obviously he might go with those three attackers and he should be okay with it. So if he's finding a way to get into the World Cup, then first of all, probably he can come back to England and play for a lower division or join Brentford or maybe Nottingham Forest. I
Correct.
know Nottingham Forest is struggling right now. If he can have a deal and play for Nottingham Forest, that would be great. But for Chelsea, this story shouldn't be even entertained. I don't think we are looking for Ivan Toney. It
No, I
should
don't
be
think
just
he will be a good fit for Maresca. I'll catch
yeah.
up with what we have in the chat. Come back to the panel. We'll have Wendy give us his opinion on the possibility of Ivan Toney joining Chelsea. For reasons I've explained, I don't think it's possible. The Saudi Pro League ends in May, and we're talking about the January transfer window. And do I think that the Saudi Pro League who signed him, because yeah, he was a popular English player, still is, to help of the brand of the Saudi Pro League, if they agree to let him go out on loan because he has World Cup ambitions, I think it'd be I think probably they'd rather terminate his contract. It just for multitude of reasons, it just doesn't make sense. And Vic here says they are talking about Solanke, and that's waffling if Tone plays in Europe. He's more experienced, and you could argue a much better striker. Solanke is younger, but he's dropped. He's been in poor form. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I've been living under the rock. But that's, by the way, back to the panel. Wendy, thank you for finding the time to join the panel. Your thoughts? Is he a player you would want to? Okay, just as I was calling on her to get her opinion, she's disconnected. Even Bamford also disconnected. But Bamford is back. Wendy completely disconnected. Let's see. All right, let's move on. What else do we have here? For Chelsea's injury news update, how many players do we have out? Trevor suspended. He'll be back for the Nottingham Forest game. Andrea Santos a knock. He'll be back October. I think. Let me go to FotMob. I think FotMob has a much better. You could say has a more update has an updated list of that. So I think we'll get a more accurate information there. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. How many likes do we have now? 5 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. At least, yeah. We had around 14 people following the show, and if half of you liked the video, we'll have at least 7 likes. But let's see. Hopefully, this loads up quickly. Let me see. Let's go for Chelsea. All right, let's go Premier League here. Take it one by one. And I'm hearing that we're no longer interested in signing. What's his name? We're no longer interested in signing. Is it? Did I go to Chelsea already? We're no longer interested in signing Maguire.
I think it makes sense. Guehi, although is making a lot of impact in Crystal Palace, but if you play for Chelsea Football Club and you are unable to succeed, I don't know how you'll be able to succeed on your return unless something different happens or the system that Maresca has will favor him. But that wouldn't be the best idea for us to, you know, go for Maguire, a player that we sold and we are just going to repurchase him with a very high, amount of money. It doesn't make sense. Business wise, it doesn't sound good. So probably we can look elsewhere rather than going in for Maguire. And I don't think he's extraordinary player. As far as Cowell comes back and some of our players rediscover their, form, we might not be even having this discussion because I still think that there are some good players out there, just that things are not going the way it should go for them. Somebody like Badiashile, I thought like he was done with Chelsea Football Club. But last time, I think he was one of our best players on the field of play. So we cannot just rule out his time at Chelsea. Obviously, he has something to offer.
Yeah, we can hear you,
You know.
Wendy. Welcome back. The moment I
Okay,
was calling on
Wendy, you can
you,
take over.
uh, sorry, Banford. Let's hear from Wendy because she has a very shaky connection there. So,
Sure,
your
sure.
thoughts on the possibility of Ivan Toney coming to Chelsea? I don't believe the news because I don't know if you know the guy, the indie Kyla. He's been full of it since what's his name, David Austin. You could say propped him, and now he's been toying with our emotions. Last month he told us that Enzo Maresca was on the verge of getting sacked. So I don't really trust that news that Ivan Toney, yeah, that we're exploring the possibility of signing him in January. For so many reasons, that doesn't make sense. But let's hear your thoughts. Is he a player you like? Would you want to see him at Chelsea, or do you think it will even work? Banford, please, I hope you don't mind. Go ahead. It looks like Wendy is still struggling with her connection.
Oh yeah, I couldn't hear her talk. What was the question again, Coachila? I
No, you were
just
speaking before she came onto the panel and wanted to say something, so I had to beg you to please give her space to speak. But
yeah, yeah. It was about Maguire's situation, and I think that if you look at
apparently, Real Madrid are interested in signing him.
well, that is good luck for him. Instead of Maguire, I would rather go back for our former player Rudiger. At least Rudiger has the experience, and if Thiago Silva made it after 30 years, then business-wise, I think we can just go in for Rudiger with more experience. He knows the terrain very well. He has played in the English Premier League, so if Guehi will go to Real Madrid, then I will encourage the directors to also look into this guy's situation, because there was a rumor that he might be one of the players who might leave next season. So if he's still cheap and we can just go in for Rudiger, then I wouldn't mind bringing in Rudiger. He has all the character, he has all the ability to come back to Chelsea and so make some amends in our football club. If you look at him, he's not that old, and we need more experienced guys, people who can shout on the young players, people who can organize the defense line for us. And I think Rudiger has all that ability, and we shouldn't rule out that one.
I
If
don't think we're gonna sign him. I don't think we'll go for him, even
you might
Andreas
not know
Christensen.
Coachila, because this transfer
I
window,
think there's a chance actually we're not gonna sign any other center back.
really.
That is a real
So so
possibility.
so next season or
Let me here's the thing. Chalobah
mhm,
is still here.
okay.
Badiashile is still here.
Mm-hmm.
The Maresca
Kato.
is using Josh Acheampong as a
Oh
CB.
yeah,
I
I
think I'm
forgot.
missing
Yeah,
one more person.
we have
Uriel
Hato.
Hato
Hato
can
can
also
also.
play as a center back.
Yep,
Who else am I
Cole.
missing? Anybody here? Tosin Adarabioyo is still here. That's five. And the kid that we sent on loan.
Oh, Asamino.
No, no, no.
Asamino is
Anselmino also on loan to
Dortmund.
Dortmund, right? And then we
Yeah.
have the one we sent to on loan to our sister, sent back
Oh
on
yeah,
loan
yeah,
to
yeah,
where
yeah.
we purchased him from.
Oh, Sa, the young kid.
That's seven, right? Is it seven? I
Yeah.
think I'm missing one. Then there's still Levi Koa, that's eight. And these guys are actually maturing.
Well, you might not know. Probably, we also have Disasi, who is so who is still part of the absentees. Axel Disasi is still Chelsea player, so we shouldn't rule that one out.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know how they can arrange it, but if there is a need for them to bring in an experienced player, obviously they can send some to. They can, get rid of some of the players and, bring in an experienced,
yeah.
defender. But Coachila, let me ask you, between Rudiger and Tosin and Chaloba, if you should pick two of them to stay in our football club and get rid of one, who are you going to?
Rudiger isn't really Maresca's type of player.
I think I'll choose. I'll always choose
Go ahead,
Rudiger.
Wendy. Let's hear you.
I'll choose Rudiger. Please, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you crystal clear.
Thank you. Big up to you. Big up to you,
Big up, big up,
gentlemen,
big up, Wendy. Thank you for joining.
and then I mean the one in the chat. I'm sorry, it's not about my network here. It's about my phone. I just
Oh,
have
okay,
to
okay.
find a way to change my phone. Coach, thank you for the opportunity. Thank
No,
you,
no,
guys.
thank you for joining.
You asked something about Tony coming to Chelsea. I don't think it's possible. Looking at the new model, even sometimes it confuses me. And then, coach, I will ask you a question about it. But after that,
Hmm.
I don't think Tony will come to Chelsea. We have
I don't think
the
it will
lab.
happen either for multitude
Yeah,
of reasons.
we have
Even
the lab.
Emega, sorry, when the Emega is coming back.
Joins in January,
Yep,
also
January,
maybe
yes,
not necessarily
yes,
in January, but possibly January
next year. Yep.
next
yeah.
year.
He's
Let's just
joining.
say
He's
next
joining.
year, but
He's
I don't
joining
think he
January.
comes in January. Go ahead, Wendy.
Okay. For what I'm hearing, I think he will join January. But using Gil on Sunday, I don't think it's possible anymore. But I really like that guy so much. I really like him.
Mhm.
Tony coming to Chelsea is not a possibility. No, I don't think so. If we wanted Tony, we could have signed him before he goes to Saudi. That's what I see. That's how I see it. So I don't think Tony is coming to Chelsea. That news is just I don't think is relevant. And then this indie guy, coach,
He's full
I
of it,
have
right?
yeah, I have been on playback with some of the accounts, and then he's been giving some news and all that, and I don't think we should take him serious. Even last season, I think the during the window, the transfer window, I think even the transfer group himself gets some signings wrong and then some news wrong. But I'm not here to talk about it. I'm here to talk about my club and then what is going on right now. What I want to talk about is McGill.
Hmm.
I don't know why Maresca did not use him. And then I feel like maybe he was not ready at that time. But look at what he can bring. I have watched this guy from last season when we were playing the conference league. And I like the kind of striker he is. He's just like Delap. I think they are kind of a little bit similar because he can really press. He can really press. It's just unfortunate when we needed him last season. He was also injured when Nicolas Jackson was injured.
In the
We
same
could have
game,
seen
actually, the odds of that happening.
yeah, we could have seen more of him, more of
Yeah,
McGill. But I
if it
mean,
wasn't for that, yeah.
a player coming from La Masia from Barcelona. I mean,
Hmm.
he's a good striker. He's going to be when we give him time, he's going to be one of the best striker. I'm telling you, we don't have to let go of this guy. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Maresca overthinks things too much. That's my problem with Maresca. And my
Here's the
second
thing.
problem with Maresca, okay.
Yeah, Maresca is an idealistic manager, very detail oriented, which means and again he is what's the language, he's fluid, his approach is very fluid, he's not doesn't approach the game the same way the way he approached the game yesterday. He will do something different tomorrow. um the fact that he's an idealistic manager, detail oriented, however, whatever works for you, means that irrespective of whether you've trained with them before, if you're out of the team for a few months, once you come back, you need time. And I think you could argue the reason we hadn't seen Mark Gee until that he was introduced against Liverpool was because he wasn't ready. And Maresca himself did say something to that effect, that Mark Gee trained but wasn't ready. But at the moment, at that particular time, when during that post game interview or something, or was it maybe, I don't know whether it was a presser, pre-game press or something. He said something to the effect of he's doing well now. He's all something to the effect that Mark Gee at the time was almost ready, but you could argue he's ready now. So I'm not concerned, and the fact that he played him, knowing that given what we heard before that game, that if he plays a single minute for Chelsea, that's it. He's not going to be able to go out on loan again in January. Whether that's specific to the Premier League or the entire European League, I honestly don't know. But I'm just going to, even if it is specific to the Premier League, I'd still say the fact that he played him means that, yeah, he has plans for him. And remember, he likes the kid. So I would say don't, yeah, your concerns, you could say, you're rightly a concern, but I should say just calm down a bit, give him time. I think he will get a lot of minutes, honestly.
I'm giving Maresca time. I think he deserved the time, and I even think he deserved the 5-year contract we've given him. I am not those fans that when we lose 2, 3 games, you are Maresca out. No, no, no. He has proven that he can do the job, but it's just that sometimes he doesn't he doesn't play the basics. I mean, play the players accordingly where they are comfortable with. My problem is Maresca. Play them at their right position. Listen, Ateta play 4-3-3, and that's how he always go with it. With Maresca, sometimes you can't even understand the kind of system he's playing unless
I
you
actually
become
like
very
that.
very
I like the
you become.
fact that you cannot
Wendy,
tell
this
how he's
one,
going to approach the
this
game.
one,
It's go ahead, Wendy.
let me say something. With the Premier League, you can never stick to one, tactics all the time. And if you do that, you are going to be found out. So sometimes coaches look at their opponents and they come up with the best tactics that is good for the opponent. If you are going to stick to one, I mean, it's not going to work for Manchester United, or probably the same tactics is not going to work for Man City. Sometimes they have to, be a bit, um, should I say, broad when it comes to the tactics. The only problem sometimes Maresca faces, and I wouldn't blame him too much. Last time I was a bit critical was when he was supposed to bring in Estavao, because if you are somebody who really loves soccer and you know the game, you probably know that the best way to defend is to attack. Because if you have a player like Estavao coming in to replace a player, we are one player down. Obviously, the opponents know that you are a player down, so they will use it to their advantage. So you need somebody who will make the other opponents work so hard.
Which of the games are you referring?
I'm talking about the Manchester United game when I
I have to admit that, yeah, he made a mistake, and I'm happy that was it
which
6 days
one?
ago or so. He admitted that he did make a mistake against United.
Yeah,
Yeah. So and
yeah.
that's and
So
I've always told people that one of the things I like about him the most is that he's a quick
he
learner.
accepts. Yeah,
He
and
accepts responsibilities. Yeah.
responsibilities. And I think what Wendy was saying is right. Me from day one, I said the moment we sack Maresca, I'm not going to say there are not some good coaches out there who can take us to the promised land. But let's look at the record for the past 4 years. Coachila, tell me which coach has come in and bring back the identity we used to have previously. Although things are not going to be rosy because we are having a new team and the team keep on changing each and every season. It keeps changing, so you are not going to have things easy. But Maresca has brought in some should I say, some sanity, and things are going well, unlike before.
And the kids
Look,
like him.
Yeah, and I
The
yeah,
kids are
look
playing.
at
The
look
kids
at
are
Potter.
playing for him.
Look at Potter was giving me depression when he was at Chelsea. I have to be honest with you. This guy kept losing, losing, losing. And I think ever since he left Brighton, he has never been the same coach. Wherever he goes, he gets, kicked out. And I don't know what is going on with him. Potter couldn't do a whole lot of things. With Pochettino, I think he was getting his rhythm, but unfortunately they had to let him go. But Maresca came in, he won you the Conference League, he won us the Club World Cup, he occupied the fourth position, and this season hopes are not lost yet. We can still win the league. You understand? We can still win the league.
No,
Mathematically,
no,
yes.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
I'm just gonna stick
Please,
with
please.
mathematically. It's still
Can I
possible.
say something?
it's
Yeah,
possible.
go ahead, Wendy. Let's hear you.
Well, I think I winning the league this season is out. Let's
No,
I
it's
But
think
possible, Wendy.
mathematically, it's still possible.
It's
no,
possible. We
no,
are just
no,
five.
Coachila.
No,
Please let me.
mathematically, it's still possible. I think your argument that we cannot, it's just your belief that we're not strong enough, or maybe we're lacking in some
No,
departments.
but it's just 5 points.
No, hold on, hold on.
Please,
Let
please.
me.
Can I say?
I just want to explain. Let Wendy know that I
Yeah, yeah.
understand where she's coming from. Mathematically, it's still possible,
We
but
can beat Arsenal home and away.
your belief in the squad, or maybe the fact that you feel like we need we don't have a good enough defenders for us to be able to pull off that. But go ahead with what you were saying. Let me know. Let me let you speak your mind, and now you can say, yeah. But go ahead,
Okay,
Wendy.
okay, coach. Yeah, I'm saying we can't win the league this season. We should just. I see
Can you tell me
Chelsea
why
coming.
you think we cannot? I'm not saying we
Okay,
can.
ma-
I just want to
okay,
prove that I understood. I totally understand why I. That's the reason why that's my understanding with regards to why I believe you think we cannot. Let's see if I'm correct. But go ahead.
okay. All right. Okay. I think why I'm saying this is the squad we are having right now, and then the coach we are having right now. I think we are having a developing coach who is developing with the squad,
Hmm.
and we are having a coach that he may giving him that 5 years. I think it was a wise decision. We can win the Premier League, maybe the last contract of Maresca, but this
No.
season no.
No, no, no. Let
We
him
should.
finish. Let him finish. Buffer.
I
Go
am
ahead, Wendy.
I am just I think we can finish maybe above what we finished last season, maybe third position. I don't even think we can reach second. I'm saying this because um what I don't understand about this model is, are we building players to sell them? Because Madueke was entering into his fourth season. We sold Madueke, we bought Gittins. The Gittins is now developing. We have to wait for Gittins to adapt. Gittins is not Madueke's level. Madueke is not that good. Yes, he's an average winger. I understand. Sometimes it feels like he's the Vinicius. Madueke doesn't play with passion for Chelsea. That's what I don't like about him. I don't like his personality whenever he's playing for my club. But I think Madueke is ahead of Gittins.
But can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Before you mentioned Madueke and Gittins, you did say, are we buying players to nurture them and sell them? You did say something to that effect, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me
I said
ask you
that.
this. Did we push Madueke out? He did ask to leave. We were still at the Club World
Coach,
Cup when he told the club he wanted to leave. The
coach.
moment I started hearing that Arsenal are looking to sign Noni Madueke and will soon make a bid or something to that effect, we talked about it at length here, and I told people there's no way Arsenal would be preparing to make a bid for him if he hadn't told them that yeah, he's ready to leave Chelsea and he wants to join them. And a few months out into his starter life as an Arsenal player, we heard from the transfer guru himself that actually, yeah, when they called him, he said, "Yeah, I want to join you." Which was why you could argue, which was what possibly led to him seeing, you could say, fewer minutes during the Club World Cup. Jackson, the same thing. As much as I get it, Jackson, rightly so. If I were Nicholas Jackson and I sense that that's a chance I'd become the third choice a striker, I'd push to leave too. We're no Chelsea. I get it. It's easy to believe the narrative that yeah, what we do is to nurture players and sell players. And in the aspect of you saying we cannot win the Premier League, I would say yes, we cannot. I don't think we are ready, but I cannot say definitely we cannot. Anything can still happen. What's the disparity in points between us and the table topping team? How many points? 5 points at most, right? And if they
Yeah,
lose two games and we win our next two games, it will be above them. We'll leapfrog them in the table. I'm not saying we're ready to win the league. We're making progress, but if you ask me, I tell you clearly we're not ready yet. But that doesn't mean You cannot, if you're telling me that, yeah, because like Vic is saying in the chat here, that because we've lost 2 games, that's it. Then I'll tell you, okay, you know what? Arsenal, since they're above us, since they're topping the table with 5 points, that's it. They've won the league. So I'm just saying mathematically it's still possible. That's not me saying that definitely we can, that's not me saying we can win it. But go ahead with what you were saying, my sister.
Yeah. If there is anything, last season they wanted to sell Madueke. Madueke was linked to Newcastle. If you can remember, he was
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah.
linked to Newcastle, very strong. Yes. And then this season they sold him to Arsenal. It's a bad decision. Well, if Madueke was pushing to leave, I don't have a problem with it. But
He
it's a
did.
player.
Honestly, I think you don't know that was the case.
But coach, do you know why I'm bringing Madueke? You see, when you were doing your shows and you were talking about Madueke transfer and all that, I was not having the chance to. I mean, come
But
on
you remember
the
what
stage.
we were discussing the aspects of his games that he needed at the time when he was still at Chelsea. He needed to work on to become a much better player. That was
Yeah,
what we talked
yeah,
about here. Some of us, but some hated him, and I'm not one of those that hated him. I Dante and the others. I think Vic too. We almost always talk about the aspects of his games where he needed to work on to become a much
yeah.
better player. But go ahead, what you're saying.
Okay. Like I always said, Madueke is not that player, but he's an average. But he's an upgrade on Gittins. So if we are selling Madueke, we have to buy someone with an upgrade on Madueke. And then I think even this thing, Tariq George can play better than Gittins for
Okay.
now.
I mean, it's a matter of opinion. And I like it that you said for now because I think they're not
Yeah.
the same profile. They differ a bit. Even but go ahead. What you're saying?
I know they are not the same profile, but
No,
coach,
I'm not saying you
if
don't know. I know.
if
I
we
know
are
you
selling,
know. I'm just saying.
if
For me, for that fact, I don't see. I don't see. I don't think it's necessary to actually. I wouldn't waste my time comparing them. But go ahead.
okay, thank you. If we are Chelsea, we are known to be winning trophies. So if you are selling Madueke, a player we have developed for almost three and a half season, and we are selling him, bring someone who is an upgrade on Madueke, and then you bring Gittins to
And
become like
who's the
a
average player in
second
question?
choice. So yeah.
I think
So,
Gittins is a much better player than Madueke. If anything, Madueke is just more experienced. That's just my opinion. And in due time, we'll all find out. But go ahead. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Yeah,
okay, coach.
you agree, right?
Yeah. So I'm
Okay,
not
let's
saying
get it.
I like Gittins, but I would like Gittins to come to be understudy with a certain player who is an upgrade on Madueke. Okay, that is my point, because right now, if we right now we want to win the league, I think that even the directors are making the job difficult for Maresca. Maresca has to develop Gittins again, develop Ganacho again.
No, I don't think Ganacho
I mean,
needs it. Ganacho is actually Premier League experience.
Coachila, let me help my sister Wendy. First of all, she thinks we cannot win the league.
And I think
Just
and
this
I,
season,
and
I
I
mean,
think
I'm
we're
I'm
not
not
ready.
saying
Here's how
never.
I'd phrase
I'm
it.
not saying never, but
In
this
my
season,
opinion, I think we're not ready. But she thinks
yeah.
I think
yeah,
what she said
yes,
actually was that we're not ready
for the
to win the
future,
league now for reasons
we
she's
can win it
explained.
for the future. But why I disagree with both of you is we are capable of winning the league. We are world club champions. Let me put that one. Let me emphasize on that. Beating PSG wasn't a fluke, and if you think it was a fluke,
No,
then
I never
yeah.
said that was
And
a fluke.
she kept saying that we are, nurturing some of these players. Well, I think it makes sense in a way, but honestly, I don't think we are nurturing a player from Bundesliga. Even with Estaval, I wouldn't say we are just nurturing the guy, because looking at the Brazilian league, the pressure over there, Coachila, if you watch their games, some of their rival games, if you watch it, the noise, the tacklings, the quality of players on the field of play, you can't tell me that even Estaval is not ready for the Premier League. And this is some of the glimpses that he's showing right now in the Premier League. Any player that is
By the
playing
way,
right
quickly,
now,
Wendy, I think you have a huge fan in the this guy that doesn't like me, Vic.
any any
He's
any
in the
player,
chat.
any player you see right now at Chelsea is capable of winning the Premier League. I'm not going to buy it that we are not ready. We are ready, and
I mean,
for us to know the clear picture,
it's your
for us
opinion,
for
and
us to know the clear. Hold
chances
on,
are.
Coachila, before I forget something.
Go ahead, bro.
For
Go ahead.
for us to know the clear picture of this season, we need to wait till we reach January. When we get to January, because we've already played just some few games, and some of you are giving up that we can't win the league. This year is our season. I'm not going to buy it.
I haven't said we cannot.
No, to when
Maybe technically me saying we're not ready. Maybe that, yeah, technically means we cannot.
no, if we beat Arsenal home and away, and they lose to maybe probably one of the top four teams, we are up there. And if you look at the stupid games that we lost and the games that we tie, we could have been on top of the table right now if we were able to beat Crystal Palace, we were able to beat Brentford, and even we were able to draw with Manchester United. By now, we'll be at the top of the table. 5 points wouldn't scare me that our team is not going to win the league. We are contenders, and I just want everybody to know that, like, we can't wait for 3 years. The last time we won was when 2016 or so. That is long time ago. And I think if you look at our team, whenever we get all our boys ready, there is no way we cannot win this league. And I just want people to know that for us to beat Liverpool without our key players should show you that whenever a team is coming in to play with us, if you are going to play a nice football with us, there is no way you are going to survive. PSG tried it, they couldn't survive. Liverpool have tried, they were not able to, survive. So obviously, the top four teams, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, and the rest of the teams, they will come and they are going to play nice football. That's when we are going to grab 6 points from all of them. And I wouldn't take anything than the Premier League. I think we are contenders, and at the end of the season, this team is going to shock everyone. Honestly.
All right. Listen. I'll take it. Remember, I haven't said we cannot. It's a possibility. Mathematically, it's still possible. Do I think we're ready? I'd say no. There's still something else. I don't want to. Let me see. I think let's just give the microphone to those in the chat. Let's hear what they have to say, and I'll come back to Wendy again in case he has something else to add to that. And we have Richard Hughes. Is that Juice or Hughes? I'm not sure how correctly to pronounce your last name. If I butchered it, apologies. He says, back, and he's the guy that mentioned last time that we should buy Diogo Acosta and Usman Diamande. Now the CB is on everybody's shopping list. Okay, and he also here says we should go after Tomori or Maguire. I don't think we're going for Tomori. Maguire, yeah, we've heard that we're no longer interested in signing Maguire, and apparently Madrid are interested in him. And this is my Igbo bro here, Ebube. Anyị ekele gị Chineke na ịdị ebube, okwere nkwame ya ịdị ebube. Sorry, I had to go home a bit.
That's good.
All
That's good
right.
of you to.
Dalu, my own brother, Dalu to you too. Bukadike, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Let's see. Rudy got rolled out of feet while back there with Kukurea. They will be both okay, both on the opposite back who will be on our defense. They are both offensive minded like David Luiz. And Rudiger, as much as I like the what's the language I'm looking for? As much as I like not really what's the language I'm looking for? Aggression, measured aggression that he brings to our backline and leadership. I don't really trust his ability on the ball. I know he can drive with the ball, exploit spaces, and all that. I don't think he's really ideal type of center
He
back for
brings a
Enzo
lot,
Maresca.
Rudiger.
Sorry?
I said Rudiger brings a lot, and don't
Yeah,
forget
he
he can
brings a
also
lot. I
score.
like him, but I don't think it will work.
Mm.
Yeah, and Vic says that Rudiger at 32 over Guehi, yet you rejected the idea of Tone because age and wages. I didn't mention what I said. Not me. I know probably you're not referring to me. Both actually, I don't see any of them happening. The Rudiger argument when you don't want Tone is flawed in multiple ways. Okay, Tone is 29, by the way. But my brother opened food check for 32 Wood because he knows Rudiger. The devil you know, they say, is what? I'm not sure how do you phrase that actually. But that's by the way, instead of Rudiger, I would rather have Axel Disasi. And I'll come back
Uh-huh.
to the panel again. So we'll talk about this. And I need to hear Wendy's opinion. I'm still going to say this. I don't see us paying money for an established center back that will cost us tons of money. I don't see that happening. We'll come back to that because we have the Sa. Sa is a talent, and by the time he finishes the current season there at Strasbourg, I think he'll come back a much better, more mature, and he for me he's good actually. And then we have what's his name, and Salmino, who's an excellent player. Have you watched him play for Dortmund?
Coach,
Is he still out? He
that
got
guy,
injured, but go ahead.
that guy have he has a particular injury that is always holding him back, and that is
Oh, reoccurring.
yeah. No. I'm talking about Ansemino, the one on
That is
Borussia
it
Dortmund.
reoccurring? Is it does it go
Reoccurring
and come
injury.
back? He goes and he comes back?
Yeah. He has
Hmm.
he has that injury when at his former club he was facing the same injury. So that guy is not that fit.
Maybe it's
He- he-
something that if he goes under the knife, maybe that will solve it permanently. I hope that's the case because yeah, what I've seen so far from him, I don't know whether he's recovered. I didn't check. He got injured and was I'm not quite sure. Can't
yeah,
quite
he
remember
has
how
he
long he
has he
stayed
has
out.
an injury. I think it's I don't think it's an knee injury or maybe hamstring, one of it. That always comes and goes. And I think that's what is holding him back. Other than that, he has the height, he has the physicality, and he's a very good defender.
He's good on the ball.
Very good on the ball. Very, very good on the ball.
Times his tackles perfectly.
Very good. I
Yeah.
I
But
I I subscribe to the
somebody,
German channel because of him, so that I can watch him week in and week out. But because of his injury, I don't get the opportunity to watch him very well.
Is he still out?
Yes, he's still out.
Ooh. Go ahead,
He's still
Buffer.
out.
You were saying something.
yeah, I said if you are a center back and you see Josh Acheampong destroying Liverpool like the way he did this weekend, then you should be very concerned about your position because this guy, I don't know if he can stay fit.
You know he's
Honestly,
traditionally a right back, but I think he has
that's for the center back.
the qualities that make him the ideal Enzo Maresca type of center back.
Center back, exactly. And if he was in Jose Mourinho's team, obviously Mourinho will play this guy as a
He
midfielder,
will.
probably a
Mourinho will
holding
play him.
midfielder or maybe
He
an
will.
attacking midfielder,
Correct, yeah.
because
That
he
that
has
is
that
my
ability
problem.
to move forward with the ball and he's very good at the ball. So any coach who would like to experiment certain, tactics will use him as a midfielder.
The
And
thing is,
he
the
looks
thing is,
like
Maresca really like him.
say that again, Wendy.
Maresca really like him, but
He
he's not
does.
bold
Yeah.
enough to
He
use him.
loves the kid.
That is his problem. He really likes the guy, but he's not bold enough to use him or to trust the guy. Because the more he plays, the more he becomes
I
much
disagree,
comfortable.
if you don't mind. I will still be your brother even if I disagree, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you will,
Pay
coach.
attention. Pay attention to the games that he selected him for. All high profile games.
Hmm.
Even when he had all the when he had more experienced players on the pitch. I think in the Club World Cup he played him in one of the games from start to finish. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the Premier League, there was one particular game I can't quite remember. He had other options on the bench, yet he played him. He trusts him, and he cannot stop saying how much he trusts the kid. Remember, when we were questioning his selection, we had issues in the defensive area, and there was a particular game this season that we didn't see Josh, and we were all not happy, questioning, asking asking his whereabouts, and then he told us that he was ill.
Yeah, I think after Crystal
Yeah, but
Palace game.
we thought he deliberately left him on the bench or didn't leave him out. He left him out of the squad on papers. It turns out he was ill, and even when he had a chance to play, you could see when he was on the pitch, he wasn't 100%.
And even last season, Coachila, this guy made a mistake that resulted in a goal, and it never, demoralized him as to how he
No,
has to.
he's a
And in
confidence
fact,
child.
it has made him
He's a
a
confidence
better
child.
player. It has made him a better player. If you look at the way he's playing, I'm just hoping that he will be used constantly so
He
that he
will.
wouldn't be
I don't think
more
he's
like
going
rusty.
anywhere.
Because as a soccer player,
Mhm.
you need more game time to be
Especially
more
at a very young age. You need to continue
What
playing to
I'm
continue
what
developing
playing.
I'm
properly.
trying what I'm
Mhm.
saying is after Kowal gets Kowal will come back next probably
Next year
maybe I don't think Kowal I think Kowal will come back maybe probably next season. But
before
what
the
I'm
World
saying
Cup.
is yes, what I'm saying is Achampong should have started from where he left from when we play Crystal Palace.
Didn't
Tosin
he
has to
play?
come, but immediately Tosin was okay. He used Tosin and bench Achampong.
But we had to rotate.
Yeah,
You
rotation is
remember?
more important, Wendy, because
Rotation is key.
you
We'll
can't
even
allow
go,
a player
yeah.
to sit. You can't allow a player to sit at the dugout and expect him to perform. That is why I was a bit concerned. Even this guy was not being
Yes, we
used
have
as
to
about
rotate. We
because
have to rotate.
you
We have
can
to.
rotate
I'm
and make
talking
sure
about the
everybody
confidence
gets.
of
But for
Champong.
let's hear Wendy. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yes, we
Mhm.
have to rotate, but I'm talking about giving him the confidence. The way he plays with the way he played against Crystal Palace was good. So I was expecting him to start the next game. He's young and very have the energy.
Energetic.
He can take that. He has the energy. So at least when you play him for at least 60 minutes, you take him off and then you bring your Tosin. But you let Tosin start immediately. Tosin come from injury, and then you bench a champion.
No, I don't think that was the case. You can't play him constantly when you have other options are available to you. You have the luxury of rotating because we have tons of games to play. And look,
But coach,
even after the fact that even after rotating, we still have as many as injuries as we have right now. Imagine if it hadn't been rotating the players. Let me ask you this question. You watched him against Liverpool. Does he look like a player that the manager doesn't trust? When you have a player that the manager doesn't trust on the pitch, they make a lot of mistakes. But you could see how he applies himself on the pitch. You could see that he had no fear. And that reflects the
Mhm.
fact that the manager trusts him. But that's my
Even
opinion. But
the game
let's
against
hear you,
Crystal
Wendy.
Palace.
Sorry, go ahead.
the trust,
Bantu.
the trust is there. Maresca trusts him, but I'm talking about giving him game time for him to develop very well,
It looks like
like
I'm
this
not going to win
Barcelona
this
defender.
particular debate.
Wendy, me, that has been my concern. But the point is,
Oh, the two of you
we have
now
a lot of
against
games.
me. Okay.
We have a game,
Look at how
Coachila. This one, I will side with you. We have so many games at hand, and I don't think Josh will get the opportunity to play each and every game. If you talk of Casiedo, yes, he's somebody who can play every competition. Probably they can let him relax during the Carabao Cup and those unnecessary, competitions. But there are some key matches Casedo will always play. And as you said, you wanted him to gain the experience, the confidence from where he left off from Crystal Palace game. Yes, I think Maresca is giving him the opportunity. He gave him the whole game opportunity against Liverpool. Unfortunately,
do
Josh
you think
went out injured. So
do you
that one
think
we cannot
Maresca would
blame
have played?
Maresca. So it seems no, but it seems it is an amendment from last season. Last season he wasn't playing enough games. He was playing in the Conference League and the Premier League. He wasn't playing enough games. But this time around, so far he has played how many games? I think 2 or 3 games. That is an improvement, and I don't think they are going to let him stay on the bench and rot. That is why there were rumors, and I was so concerned. Real Madrid, I heard, wanted him. Manchester United and Bayern Munich. These are top teams. They all wanted him. They know what he can bring on the table, and I was so concerned. But the moment the club issue a statement that Josh is not going anywhere, I was so happy because he is the future for our football club. And I don't think Maresca will just let him stay on the bench
No, he will
each and
not.
every
He
time
really
for him
likes
to
him.
rush.
Do you think
Probably
do you
they
think
have plans
Maresca would
for,
have given him the chance to play against Liverpool if Chaloba
of
or
course,
Tosin was
Yes, even
available?
at that.
yes.
He- Wendy, you don't. It doesn't look like you know Maresca very well.
If he started against Crystal Palace, of course, would have probably started against Liverpool, even if all those players were around. And let's
He's better
monitor
on the
the
ball than
situation.
Chalobah. Chalobah is just more experience.
Yeah, Josh, I think Maresca has a very good plan for the guy. You understand? And as time goes on, the way I'm happy, like he's giving him more game time this season as compared to last season. So we are heading towards something. We shouldn't be concerned about how many games he's going to play. I'm just praying that he will just recover quickly and come back and take it from where he left off against Liverpool. Because against Liverpool, against Crystal Palace, I think he was so like classic. Look at the way he took this guy off the game, or Mateta. Mateta is a very strong defender. But that
And
particular
look at
match,
what he did. Look at what he did with Isak. Isak,
exactly.
the most expensive striker
Yep.
in the world
So I
right now.
don't
Look at what
think
he did to him.
Maresca will see all this and say, "Hey, Josh, because you are too young, I'm going to put you on the bench." He
Yes, then
definitely has plans
yeah.
for the young man.
Uh, Irrespective of how good the kid is, I think the process will still be gradual. Maresca will give him a lot of game time, and he's being systematic about it. And I think he has worked. You could see whenever he's on the pitch the way he applies himself, he's full of confidence, which means the
Yep.
manager trust him, and that's reflects on the way he applies himself. Doesn't panic. The other day he had a bad game was just because
Hmm.
yeah he hadn't trained in a while and only trained the previous day and had to get it. He had to be introduced into the game because yeah we were lacking in numbers. But that's by the way. Let me give the microphone back to those in the chat. Then we get back onto the panel. We'll look at the possible return dates for each of the players we have out. And nice to see you, Kishan, my New York bro. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular evening. And Real Gems is in the house. Yo, coach, long time indeed. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And I hope your absence simply means that, yeah, you've been busy. And if that's the case, we're happy for you because we understand bills don't pay themselves. Vic says mathematically we've lost 2 games already. I think I did read that on the other window even before I highlighted. Listen, mathematically it's still a possibility. If you're saying that's not the case, then Arsenal, you might as well just go ahead and say they've won the league. That's not me. Me saying that mathematically still possible doesn't mean that we're ready to win it. Just like last season when people were saying that yeah, when the title race, I said no, we're not in the title race, but mathematically we are. But if you look at our project, the experience of our squad, it makes sense to say yeah, we're not in it. But that's by the way. I'm not gonna start reading my back and forth with my bro Vic there. What else do we have here? Wendy, he's been propping you. He's been supporting you. I need more of Wendy in this showing. Dante can retire now. Dante is coming back. You know that. Mark and Neum, nice to see you. Ivan Toney would be nice, but I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a possibility, but one that will never happen for reasons, multitude of reasons. One being the guy, the what's his name again? He's full of shit. Since David Austin propped him, he's been toying with our emotions. Plus, the Saudi Pro League ends in May, and we're talking about the January transfer window. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But here's where it makes sense to a certain measure. If he has World Cup ambitions, he might want to come to Europe and join a European club, finish the season with them, and get a chance. You could say, um, put himself out there for the manager to see and consider whether, yeah, he's good enough to be part of England's World Cup squad. But here's the thing: I don't think the Saudi Pro League. I don't think they do that. Why? They signed him because he's a good player, right? But what more importantly, they're still polishing the Saudi Pro League brand. So I don't think it makes sense for them to agree. Okay, yeah, you can say technically agree that yeah, we're not good enough for you to be considered for the English national team squad for the World Cup. I don't think they'd like that. I think probably that could lead to them saying, you know what, if that's what you want, let's just call it quits. That's my opinion. All right, let's see. Vic here says, excuse me, consistency will always be a challenge with the team. Yeah, given the average age of our squad. But here's the thing: I think we've improved quite a lot. We've matured a lot, and the fact that we've won two trophies, that's something that you don't that is something that's very important. It changes the mindset, the mentality of the players. As Bobby would say, they've tasted blood, and yeah, no going back. And Mourinho did say something to that effect too. But Vicky here says consistency will always be a challenge with the team. That's why we are not in the we're not tied to contenders. It's easier said than I agree. That's another thing. That's why I said I don't think we're ready. It's again given the experience of the team. As much as I'd say again, comfortably say we've improved, we've matured, we've become a
The
lot better,
Bluetooth device
but
is ready to pair.
we're not ready. So let's see what else we have here. This says the Cecile deserves another chance. I don't whether he gets that chance. I don't know. But do I think he deserves another chance? That's not up to me. It's up to the manager. But we knew the moment we learned that the Maresca will become our next manager at the time, that's it for this season. Why? Because under the slightest of pressure, he panics, makes primary school level mistakes. Esteva is arguably the best winger in the league. He needs to start. Can I say something? I know a lot of people said that quite a lot, given his impact when he was introduced against Liverpool. Chances are, had he started that game, he would not have been that impactful. Does that make sense? Let the manager do his job. He's doing a fantastic job so far. He's not been perfect, but yeah, more good than bad, in my opinion. Let's see. I'd look into upgrading him from these centre backs. Do I think it happens? I don't think so. Alone in Sa was a big mistake. So I think you can say that's a sensible argument. Sa isn't that good. Let's see. Tosin and Acheampong partnership is. I don't think they're both not the quickest. I think we need to mix it up even more. Yeah, I get that. Let's see, Maresca. Yeah, Maresca. And Lucilla here says, I am just in. What are the updates? We'll get to that in a bit. But before we do that, Wendy, let me ask you, do you see us signing another centre back? Maybe I'd say yes, possibly another young centre back. But the fact that we have 10 million centre backs doesn't mean if we see an opportunity to sign another good centre back, and if the finances allow, then we're not going to do that. I think we still do that, but it's not for me. I've you can say at this point I have a good understanding how the hierarchy operates. I think they probably look at how many centre backs we have, and say, yeah, that's not an area of priority. But Bafadinho, it looks like Wendy is she's disconnected right now. Do you see us signing another centre back?
That will be a matter of time and how quickly those who are on the injury list come back. If supposing we have all our centre backs ready for the subsequent games, I wouldn't. I don't think the directors will go back to the market and buy a new centre back, because as we've already elaborated, we have certain players whom we have to sort out. The SARS is still here. We have Fofana, who is an injury prone. We have
Mhm.
Kowa on the injury list. We have Tosin, who is inconsistent sometimes. We also have Chaloba, who can never play well alongside any other defender except Cowell. We have so many things going on at the same time. But hopefully, if all those players are able to come back well fit, and they can integrate into the squad so quickly and tackle each and every game, then I honestly think the directors will wait till the end of the season and bring back Asamino. Hopefully, he also sort out his injury, situation. And I still think that from next season going, they might get rid of certain players. For instance, if Fofana should continue to be having issues with his health, I don't think he's going to be here. And I know Disasi probably might go in January. As for Chaloba, I don't know if the dagger is going to be on him this time around because with the whole situation going on right now, if he's like eliminated to the bench, obviously the club might,
I honestly don't
cash
see
out
that
on him.
happening. Is it just quickly, if you don't mind? Uh, Chaloba.
No, no, it's okay.
Uh, m- my observations tell me Maresca likes him.
Yeah, he likes him.
He's the
And I
only
don't
one of
think
only
he
you
has
could say,
performed so bad.
yeah, he's only one of only, you could say,
He
traditional
hasn't performed
type
so
of
bad this
tradition.
season.
You could say traditional type of centre back that we have. He gets the job done. He's not been perfect. I get it. People will
Yeah,
mention the own goal, the
yeah.
mistake
I
he's
like
made,
I
the
like
red card.
Chaloba.
But these things happen. It's just that the fan base
Exactly.
never liked him.
The,
I'm
but
not
the
saying
point is,
I'm not saying we can
Coachila, the
I'm not saying that we cannot do better than Chalobah. We can, but it looks like Maresca likes him, and for me, he's earned the trust. He was brilliant from mid-season to the end of the season. Brilliant during the Club
yeah,
World Cup.
and he
He's
even
a human
improved
being.
the
He's
squad.
not perfect. How about Virgil van Dijk twacking
Hmm.
when Moses Caicedo wanted to shoot with a fake shot?
But
He found himself in
Coachila,
South Africa whilst Virgil well, whereas Moses
Coach,
Caicedo
coach,
is in
coach,
North Africa,
coach,
even
be careful.
with all
You
his
want to take it to heaven.
experience.
Wendy is back, so
Go
maybe.
ahead, Wendy.
Coach,
So as I was saying,
I
let me
think you
just
want to
finish
make
this
it.
up.
You want to make
Like
it in heaven.
Okay, Wendy, let's have Mafadiho again finish his thoughts, then we'll come back to you if you don't mind.
So what I was saying is lately we have owners who are unpredictable as to who they want to cash out, and if they know Josh and Alsamino are strongly into the future, and Sai is also thriving so hard in Strasbourg, they don't mind getting rid of some of the senior players, and nobody will be, should I say, convinced about their stay at Chelsea. The likes of Tosin, Fofana, Disasi, Chaloba, all of them could be at risk. But let's see how it goes from now up to next season, the beginning of next season. Probably they are going to trim down. I don't know how we're going to maintain all these players. Some of them will definitely leave, and some of them will stay. And I'm expecting at least they should leave Chaloba. If they can leave Chaloba, Achampong, Asamino, Sa, and Cowell for now, I'll be so glad. Let them come together, play together, and see how it goes. If they think they can bring in some well experience, me, I always say Rudiger, because there was a rumor that they don't want to continue with him next season. I don't know how true that is. If we can bring back Rudiger, it makes a lot of sense because this guy know the in and out of our football club. He has been at the Premier League for so long,
I think
and
that
I
ship
think he
has
can
sailed.
also do well.
That ship has sailed. I
Hmm?
don't see Rudiger coming back to Chelsea, but go ahead.
You think so?
No,
Let's
it's
see.
not gonna happen. And
Well,
listen, it's there's something a lot of people, you could say, don't take seriously. The manner at which he left the club, I don't think the new owners will open the doors for him to come back.
how he left?
He was looking out for himself,
I don't
in all
think.
honesty, but they wanted him
You
to
think
wait.
so?
Yeah, he was looking out for himself. He basically jumped ship. That's another way to interpret it, but I don't think it'd be right to interpret it that way. The truth remains, and I was telling people at the time, the moment he learned that he can earn a lot more money if he gets to live as a free agent at the time, he get a sign-on fee plus a pay rise and all that. I told people that's it. He was never going to sign a new contract. Plus
But
all the stuff that was,
were they
I don't blame
willing to
him,
sit
but I
down
don't,
with him
I
and
don't see the
discuss?
new, I don't see our current owners. I don't think it'd be correct to say they're new owners. Our current owners, I don't see them opening the door for a possible Rudiger return again. I don't see that
But
happening. But
were
that's
they
my
willing
opinion.
to discuss any possible extension? Coachila,
They
were they
did.
able to,
They
or were they
were in
willing to
constant
do extension with him?
contact with Marina at the time, even Andrea Christensen, whom at the time was briefing
Mm.
the fans that he was going to stay and all that. And then next thing we heard that he's seen it, that the Chelsea fan base will never respect him. They will always see him as that academy kid, something to that effect. But I'm not blaming anybody for looking out for his or herself. I mean, it's business for all parties involved after all. The club wants what's best for the club. The players
Mm.
the players want what's best for them. So go ahead, what you were saying, so
I
we can
see.
hear from Wendy, and then go ahead.
Oh, Wendy can continue. I was just I'm done with my submission, so Wendy can continue from
Okay,
where I
Wendy, go
left
Okay.
ahead.
off.
Do you see us signing another centre back? I'd say it's difficult to see that happening, but there's something Vic said here. Let me do a tapping on him before I come back to you. Makinim says we need Famin Lopez. Lavia cannot be the only midfielder that's good on the ball. I think I'd rather, as long as he's progressing well, I'd rather we bring back Pies. I know they're not exactly the same. They differ a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I've forgotten about Pike.
Yeah, I'd
Hey,
rather we bring
more
back
players.
Pies than sign Famino Lopez. And you can argue, because we have Pies, that was one of the reasons why we didn't really push for Famino Lopez. But that's, by the way, something Vic said here. We need to keep selling to register new players. It's a matter of who. And this got me
Mm.
thinking. This is the
Mm.
truth. And
Yep.
this factor he's mentioned here was one of the main reasons why we didn't really sign as many players we wanted to sign during the just past summer transfer window. You could argue,
Hmm.
and we were told at the time we were waiting to facilitate the departure of certain players before we could complete the signing of Xavi, Simmons, and all, and even Jamie Gittins. Actually, was it Jamie Gittins or Alejandro Garnacho? So this is a factor.
Ganacho and getting.
Yeah. So the question now I want to pose to you, Wendy, is if who leaves? Let's assume we decide we want to sign, which I don't see us signing another center back. Let's say okay, let's assume we decide we want to sign a center back. Who do you think leaves? Would I don't
Um.
maybe I don't know whether the departure of what's his name the Sassi would count. I don't know, but let's hear your thoughts.
Um. If the Sassi was part in the Conference League, so selling the Sassi could be. I think selling the Sassi is okay. We could bring in another central back when we sell the Sassi. But right now, bringing a centre back, the ones that we could have got, knowing the kind of our model and the kind of age we are looking for, I think Arsenal have already taken both the centre backs. So this January, I don't think we are bringing a
I mean,
centre back.
Hinkapi.
Yeah, and then the one from La Liga. What is his name again? This guy. They are not a first 11 players for Ateta, but they're always at the bench. And I think Arsenal have a good depth. So I don't think we are bringing any centre back this January. We have I think we have what we have is what we are going to use, because if we wanted to buy a centre back, we could have done that when Cowell when Cowell got an injury, because ACL is a very serious injury. So the kind of news we are hearing is we have enough centre backs. So I don't think we are going for any centre backs. But if we are going for a centre back, I think we should go for an experienced centre back. But for now, I don't think we are going for a centre back. But I think that's what Maresca need. Maresca really did one, but I don't know if the directors are going to give him what he wants.
And would it be right to say, Wendy? Would it be right to say whether we go for a centre back also depends on the progress of Sa and Salmino?
Yeah, yeah. That's what. Yeah, it depends. But that guy always has an injury. He can't give you 5 matches week in
Without
week
getting
out.
injured.
He can't. He can't give
Hmm.
you that. And you know what? One thing that I sometimes I feel like the direction we are going with these sporting directors is they get it wrong somewhere because they sometimes sign a play. But then when they see the potential, whether you are injury pro, whether you have an injury or not, they don't look at it. They just sign you, and then they give us problems. That guy has an injury that is always nurturing it all the time. He can't give
Oh, okay,
you.
Wendy, let me help you a little bit. They said Ray Karen muscle injury, so
Yeah.
I think it has to do with his muscles. That is the injury he's suffering right now.
Uh-huh.
They said Ray Karen muscle
No,
injury.
no, 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 no. No, that's not the injury. I'll search the
Yeah,
kind of
that's
injury.
what I was checking what is wrong with him right now, and they said he's having recurring muscle injury. So I don't know what kind of muscle
No, I,
injury.
I think he has an injury. He has a particular injury with his groin or something. I will check it out.
Okay.
That worries me a lot.
But still, it's important to note that recurring muscle injury is also a serious issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that way I don't think you can take the Premier League because it's more cumbersome in the Premier League, and if you have something like that with you, I don't know how he will be, surviving without having a solution to that particular injury. If that is the situation, then he obviously have to relax and seek for some help because he's also part of the future. And if you have to go through this, there is no way they will bring you back to the Premier League because the Premier League is more cumbersome as compared to the Bundesliga. So I think we have a situation here where they have to really look into that.
The the Premier League is very pacey. Very,
Go
very
ahead,
pacey.
guys. Just give me a few seconds.
Okay. The Premier League is very pacey, so if you have that kind of injuries, I don't think you're going to survive in the Premier League. He's a very good centre back. I like the way he carries the ball, the way he pushes the ball forward and all that. I like him, but he carries an injury and he's still young, so maybe he's going to overcome the injuries and then he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So that is what I'm saying. This Chelsea model, sometimes I don't know how they are going about it because if we are going if we are grooming the team together under age from 18 and we are grooming them together, we have to keep them together. But we can't just spend four season or 3.5 season and then sell them. Then we keep going back. When you does that, it seems like you are putting more pressure on the coach. And sometimes I feel this is I'm really feeling for Maresca. Seriously, I'm feeling for him because he wanted to, he's supposed to, I mean, back him out because of, I mean, giving us two trophies. Pochettino went for two finals. He never give us trophies. But Maresca did it, two finals. He give us two trophies. So I was thinking they will back him, especially now that we are playing the Champions League. Playing Champions League is a different thing altogether. It's a different thing altogether. But anyway, we are where we are because we need to sell more players before we can buy players. I understand. We did a lot of mistake
But
doing the
I have this question: would you accept Marquinhos for this project? Marquinhos from
We can't get
PSG.
him. Let's be realistic.
You sure?
I don't think we can get him. I don't even know. I have no information on his current contract, but I don't think we can get him. That's my opinion. You can check, but I'm not sure we can get him.
Mm.
I would take him. He'd be a perfect fit, but I don't think we can get him. But we need to keep selling to register. That's important. Chalaba cannot make it in this team. The level is too high alongside the other defenders. Nah, I think that mix is good. That mix of having a more traditional defender and then the regular ball playing defenders, I think it's good. Honestly, all big Ty, nice to see you. Ty says almost gave me a stroke. Didn't expect to hear such a loud conversation when I clicked. It's been a fight. Wendy and Bavadinho been, you can say they ganged up on me. Apparently, Rudiger demanded a 10 million sign-on fee, and for who? From Madrid or who? Us or so? But you're saying us because yeah, he was on the verge of leaving at the time. But Pies doesn't play deep like Famin Lopez. I think he can too. He has the qualities. He has good vision too. We should buy for our sister club the best of the best young players because they aren't on any restrictions? I don't think so. Still under the UEFA umbrella. So yeah, some sort of restrictions apply. The bitter taste in my mouth is that we didn't prioritize the right roles because yes, you cannot spend freely and rightly so. But priorities, yeah, it looks like yeah we didn't really prioritize. I'd have to agree with that one. Sa and Salmino, Quenda, Pies, Penders, and Emara. That's six pending incoming players. Good luck. Yeah. The question: who makes way for who? So are we really satisfied with Gittins and Ganacho? I am. I am. You don't take Ganacho for granted. I get it. A beat he still did come across as you could say being a bit cautious, not his not again not asserting himself as he should. There's a good player in there, probably a better crosser than most of the players we have right now. When it comes to, yeah, one of the best. Let me just phrase it like that. He's good. Gittins, yeah, he will come good. And the signs are good. Tosin is better than Maquinho. Some argument right there. So if you guys can continue, just give me a few minutes. I'll come back to round up the show. But I think we should be rounding off soon. Let me take care of something quick. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about, or should we round off?
Well,
Uh, well, I think the under 20 is going on, and I'm compiling some players to watch. So in the subsequent program, I will just mention some few players I think Chelsea should look into, and
Okay.
maybe if they can bring them in the future. I think there are some good quality players I've been watching so far, like the guys from Colombia. Those guys are so good. They tied with Nigeria yesterday, and I cited
I
some
don't like the
few players.
Nigerian
I
team.
think.
They lack quality. I watched their game
Yeah,
against Saudi Arabia. They lack quality. The
they
goalkeeper sucks.
they look they look so old too. So I don't
Yeah,
know
there's
if
no talent there.
they are really under 20s.
Yeah.
But that is another debate for another time. But I think there are some good players out there where we need to like monitor. And also Mueka, that young kid for the under
Mm.
21s, is somebody I really want them to graduate him into the first team. He can bring something into the team, and I
All
think
right.
they should just bring him.
All right. Any other thing from you? Anything else from you, Wendy?
yeah, coach. I, I, I think, like I said, we should just fight to be in the Champions League spot instead of um hoping that we are winning the Premier League this season.
Chances I would. I get it. I think I agree with you. Chances I will actually end up doing better in the Champions League than the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If we are able to go far, we will do good in the Champions League. And I think Maresca has a little bit of experience because of the Cladwell Cup, so he will come around. We should
All right.
just I'm just hoping we still be in the Champions League next season. That's what because I feel like last season the depth we had was, I mean, better than this season's
Yeah.
depth. But
Yeah. I think we'll be in the Champions League. We will make
okay,
it into the top five or top four. Whether we win it is what I'm not sure about quite yet, just yet.
Hey,
So
it's Wendy from Ghana.
yes, she's my
yes,
Ghanaian.
yes.
She's my
Oh,
Ghanaian sister. She's not your sister. She's not. I know you're Ghanaian, but she's my sister, not yours. My West African sister.
I see. Okay,
All right.
interesting.
Mike
All right,
Leon, thank you
Coachila.
so much for finding the time to join the conversation. Thank you to my Ghanaian bro, Bamfordinho, and my Ghanaian sister, West African sister, my sister, whatever you want to call her. Thank you for finding the time to join us on the panel. Thank you to Vic, my brother. Thank you for finding the time to join us. And Ty, thank you. Derek, thank you for joining. Who else was here? We had E. Santiago, thank you for joining. And if Shanks also, and if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reece's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under it.